New York has emerged from its coronavirus coma, but it's still suffering from the long-haul effects of this viral onslaught. The change of the seasons has brought an uptick of activity, but the signs of continued suffering are everywhere, from boarded-up shops to more homeless people on the streets. There's a new COVID cafe culture, but it's created a misleading sense of revival. Almost 3,000 small businesses have closed since March, and a third of those are restaurants. Bar owner Chris Page says the outdoor dining business model just isn't sustainable.
New York City's dying. It'll die if restaurants don't reopen. I mean, it'll truly just, I think the economy will just collapse.
This is Hudson Yards, a skyline-changing development that opened to great fanfare last year. But its flagship department store has filed for bankruptcy. Its shopping mall is largely empty. The ecosystem of Manhattan relies on office buildings that are full. But September has not yet brought a large-scale return to work, and some have left town for good. So here, for instance, what do you think the occupancy is there?
Yeah, I'd say about 10%.
90% empty?
Yes.
Commercial property experts like Ruth Colp-Haber fear the worst.
I literally feel like I'm acting in a bad sci-fi movie as I walk around New York. And unfortunately, I think it could get a lot worse come the bad weather.
Times Square has become something of a barometer for the city, and this is the busiest it's been in the past 6 months. But it's far from returning to normal. New York has suffered from convulsions in the past, the attacks of September the 11th, the Great Recession, a fiscal crunch in the 1970s that brought it to the point of bankruptcy. But the widespread fear is that the coronavirus crisis is worse and will take much longer to recover from.
Right across.
The character of New York is changing and evolving. This a new drive-in movie theatre where the films get upstaged by the skyline. But it's telling they've had to revive a form of entertainment from the past at a time when there's so much uneasiness about the future. Nick Bryant, BBC News, New York.